Hey guys, Zach with Bear Consulting Services. Wanted to talk a little bit about ADA accessibility. It's come up in some conversations recently, so I just wanted to talk about a few very common issues around really just a typical project. So let's start here with the mail station. First and foremost, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm on a pretty good slope here. Nothing you can do anything about the topography of your properties, but certainly as it gets into mail stations, garbage container areas, those types of places, we want to try to get those obviously as level as we can. So let's just look at some of the common issues here. So obviously we just have a real, typical curb, 6-inch curb. But if I am in a wheelchair or if I'm in a walker, as you can see, there is no access for me to get up onto this sidewalk to access my mail. So as I, find a way up somehow, and I roll my wheelchair to this area, as soon as I take this turn, which is probably not enough turn radius according to ADA, but I can probably still make this turn, I'm now going uphill. So as I go uphill, I'm trying to grab my mail, gravity is pulling me backwards the entire time. So it's an unsafe condition for sure, but it's a very common one. I see this on lots and lots of properties, especially our older vintage properties from the 80s and 90s. Very common issue. And as you kind of see, let's walk over here real quick. As you can see from just the sidewalk in general, we have different slope issues and trip hazards and things like that. But if you just look down this sidewalk, you'll just see that there are no ramps, there's no access to this area from an accessibility standpoint. So as you're out on site, walking around, try to be aware of these areas, try to remedy them whenever you can. Sometimes we have to wait for a reasonable accommodation from a resident, but it's always best if we can identify these through our preventative maintenance inspections and remedy them before they become an issue.